care so much about the environment my whole life, but it's really back in January 21 when I went back to my home country, Congo, DRC, where I was facing a high level of, pollution, environment damages, heat waves, flooding, that I started to realize actually this climate change thing is real. I kind of knew it, but I was like, I need to be proactive on a daily basis in terms of how can I change that, and not only by, separating my trash or my waste. How can I apply those ESG matters, including the environmental one, in the way I do my job, in the way I finance projects, and in the way I create value in the ecosystem. I just joined a sort of private organization in the venture capital space. I'm a partner. How can I ensure that we are integrating climate tech investments in our investment policy? Because initially people in my team were kind of like, we don't care about climate tech. We just focus on traditional tech, like, the likes of Facebook, whatever, pure like tech companies. And I think my criteria for fellowship programs are always first needs to be blue chip, international, good feedback, good people, good profile. And I think I wanted to be in a fellowship that was international. My career and at this stage, most of my life is spent in Africa, but I wanted to better understand what is happening on other continents when it comes to climate finance. How can I broaden my mind, my thinking, to make sure that I'm still applying international standards in the work that I do in Africa? And how can I also share my experience on the African continent so that, they're also aware that, we are actually impacted by climate change. From this perspective, the fellowship program has exceeded like my expectations. And I mean, I told you that already several times. So you were capable of creating an environment and a forum where people felt comfortable, but it remained very professional, very technical, very soothing. You managed to create a sort of neutral, constructive forum where people could exchange ideas. But diversity in terms of institution, continent, nationality, gender, even personality. So I don't know how you manage that mix, but it was such a fulfilling experience to interact with this type of people. So it's a very useful network of people, and we're still in touch. And I'm sure that in the next few months and years, we'll continue the conversation. The point that is maybe the most important to me as a human being, I do feel this fellowship really helped me grow professionally. And I think a lot of fellows mention that, right? In terms of how we interact with our colleagues, being much calmer, being much more patient as well. It has been active listening. Again, you design a program that actually works. So as I told you, we closed the transaction that I was working on, but now there are two other analysts who are looking for climate tech deals without even receiving any instructions. And we've been called to be speakers in a conference in Uganda to talk about climate tech. It's you as an individual, and then your community, and then your organization, and then the ecosystem. And I feel like we were capable of changing, the whole thing. And now the ecosystem is positively vibing to what we've done, because even in Senegal, people have seen, oh, you've done it in climate tech. How did it work? In Uganda, now we are being called. So it has been really like amazing.